So not only could that key witness, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, the armorer, be delayed, but right now, as we speak, there is a motion that is being heard by this judge because the state is asking for the case to be dismissed. They claim the state buried evidence concerning ammunition that was brought in by what they call a good Samaritan who said, hey, this ammo is tied to the death of Helena Hutchins. And the state is saying the state did not present that evidence to the defense that could have been exculpatory or could have been information to gain a better sense of where exactly those live rounds came from. It may not really help Baldwin's case, but it could overturn essentially Hannah Gutierrez Reed's conviction if they can prove that those rounds were a match and came from the supplier of the ammo to the Rust film set. So this is major because they are essentially asking the judge to look at this evidence before they proceed with this court case today. So we just saw a moment where the judge literally cut open that sealed evidence envelope, took out those rounds, and they were literally in the courtroom examining them to see if they were a match. And so the woman on the stand, Marissa Popple, she is the crime scene technician.
That's what you're talking about.
These are the images. So what they are trying to look at is the primer, because Marissa Popple, who took photos of or who collected the ammo that came in from that Good Samaritan, she says, well, the primers didn't match. The primers that were found on the set of Rust were nickel, but the primers that he brought in were brass. So
there seems to be a discrepancy there.
There could be discrepancy. So this may not be a win for the defense if, in fact, those do not match. But it is serious enough to where the judge ordered the state by 11:30 this morning to produce a supplemental report and those rounds. Well, the prosecutor said, well, the rounds are here. We have them. And so that's where you kind of have this like jaw-dropping moment where it's like, wait, is this happening at this moment? She wants to make sure that she can at least examine those rounds to see if, in fact, they were a match. Marissa Popple already testified that they were not a match. And the state says that this is a wild goose chase, claiming that the man who brought those rounds in was a friend of Hannah Gutierrez Reed's family, just trying to vindicate her. But this is just how serious this is. Everything is kind of on pause now to get through this before we can even proceed with the case. Again, the Baldwin defense asking for dismissal, and the state is fighting back.
So Alec Baldwin is on trial for involuntary manslaughter. Most of you guys probably already know this. This is my very first video covering this. I may be going live during the trial as well, so make sure you follow and subscribe if this really interests you. But I'm going to share with you an alarming video where the prosecution actually accuses Baldwin of lying to the court on television, and Baldwin storms out of the courtroom. Holy macadamia nut. It was insane. I'm going to show you that in just a second, but I want to give you just a quick recap of what is happening here. And I put together some notes here. There was already a trial where the armorer, Hannah Gutierrez, she's already facing prison time right now. And I'm going to break down everything just really kind of quickly and briefly, and then I'll show that video. So the judge in actor Alec Baldwin's trial on a charge of involuntary manslaughter sent the jury home early Friday as attorneys argued over a defense motion, including questioning a witness who had already testified in the case. If you don't know, the armorer, Hannah Gutierrez, is already serving time. She was convicted. She's the one who's responsible, essentially, for handing what they call a cold gun, quote, on movie sets. It's known because, I mean, we see guns all the time in movies. And so there's always a bunch of safety protocols and measures to make sure that there is never a live round. And that's kind of what the defense is sort of arguing, that it's not up to Alec Baldwin. His job is to act. His job is to memorize lines. His job is to perform. Whereas Hannah Gutierrez, the armor, and the gentleman who's in charge of safety, Mr. Walls, I'll talk about that some more in detail. It's actually them who's responsible. Baldwin is charged in the 2021 on-set shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins. If convicted, he could face up to 18 months in prison. I think that's worth noting right there. It's not, so involuntary manslaughter is a different type of charge. He has pleaded not guilty and has said he did not pull the trigger. Attorneys for Hannah Gutierrez Reed, the film's armorer, who has already been convicted of involuntary manslaughter in the shooting, had earlier said they expected her to be called to testify today, Friday. The judge earlier rejected a motion by the prosecution to compel her to testify. Her attorneys said she plans to plead the 5th. Gutierrez Reed is already serving 18 months in prison for her role in the shooting on the set at Bonanza Creek Ranch, a popular filming location near Santa Fe. The prosecution, which called both the gun's manufacturer and representative of the firm that imported it to testify Thursday, ended the day by calling the case's lead detective, Sheriff CPL Alexandria Hancock, to the stand. Her testimony was expected to continue on Friday, but after lengthy arguments before the jury entered the courtroom over the motion, the judge elected to push back testimony to Monday and excuse the jury. Now, the real distinction between this case, just really quickly, we cover the YSL Rico case with Young Thug and Little Woody, a.k.a. Kenneth Copeland, and Judge Suge Knight, Glanville. That is the longest case in Fulton County history. It's been going on since last year, months and months and months. And what the judge said on day one of this trial was that this trial should take no longer than 8 days. Now, she's obviously pushing this back till Monday, so that's going to extend that. These things happen, but it'll be interesting to see. My point is that, yes, there are projections and there are kind of calculations and estimations on how long a trial will take, but this will obviously extend this trial even longer. It happens, but nothing quite as egregious as what's happened in Fulton County. We talk about Fulton County being a hot mess, Cash Money G's district, Fannie Willis, all the time. Thursday's testimony saw a lengthy cross-examination of a crime scene technician, Marissa Popple, by Baldwin's defense attorney, Alex Spiro, who suggested the searchers of a prop truck in a warehouse for the live ammunition that ultimately were loaded into Baldwin's prop gun and revolver were shoddy and subpar. Baldwin has been joined in the courtroom by his wife, Hilaria Baldwin, for each day of testimony in the trial, which is scheduled through July 19th. It'll probably be extended. Okay, now here is the alarming video where the prosecutor here accuses Alec Baldwin. You can see Alec Baldwin right above my head. He's off camera right now, but he'll be coming and seen. His attorney right above my head is Spiro. Watch what happens in this video where the prosecutor accuses blatantly and full-fledgingly that he is an absolute liar. Watch this.
It puts in context the part at the top of 19, and this goes directly to Mr. Baldwin's motivation to lie about pulling the trigger of the gun. I'm 63 years old with 6 kids. I can't rely on luck anymore. He's talking about his career and that he can't rely on luck anymore. This goes exactly to his motivation not to tell the truth. Sorry.
Can we approach briefly?
Sure.
You can see his attorney completely losing it. Like, where are you going? You're not allowed to just walk out on court. You are the defendant. You can't just leave. And what are you going on for, a coffee break, a bathroom break? You can't do that. You have to be present. You can see the prosecutor turn around and go, excuse me, because she could probably feel him leaving. But let's watch that again. Watch how his attorney,
the part at the top
Spiro, 19, just loses
and
says, can we approach?
To Mr. Baldwin's motivation to lie about pulling the trigger of the gun. I'm 63 years old with 6 kids. I can't rely on luck anymore.
Bye-bye, Alec.
He's
look at his attorney freak out.
Career, and that he can't rely on luck anymore.
He's kind of smiling.
Goes exactly to his motivation not to tell the truth. Sorry.
And the prosecutor's like, what? Excuse me? Now, the big question in this case is whether or not Alec Baldwin is going to actually testify himself. There's a lot of speculation on this. There's a lot of other attorneys and law channels and media pundits and scholars and experts who are all saying that, like, he probably won't. But you get the feeling that he is taking this very emotionally and personally. And the fact that he just walked out on court when he knows he's not supposed to, and his attorneys are freaking out, to me symbolizes that this guy really, really is taking this emotionally hard. And in that regard, the reason I'm bringing that up, that particular aspect, is perhaps that denotes or means or signifies that Alec Baldwin may be just desperate to clear his name, and he may demand, against his attorney's advice, that he take the stand himself. Stay tuned, because I promise you, I'm going to keep you posted on this. I might go live too on some of these trial dates. It's actually it's live right now as I'm recording this, but the jury's not there, and they're just going over this defense motion and whether or not this defense motion carries any weight. So the jury's not there, and probably Monday will be a return to testimony, and who knows if Hannah Gutierrez is going to be there testifying herself. She's in prison right now. But as developings happen, I'm going to keep you posted. Make sure you follow. Make sure you subscribe. If you made it this far, I would implore you to subscribe to our free newsletter. It's absolutely free. It's in the pinned comment, show notes, and description. All you got to do is click on that link, click on free newsletter. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your sure-proof way, fail-safe way of never missing out on any live updates, breaking news as they happen, directly to your inbox conveniently. Everything that the woke mafia media propagandist machine won't cover. I do all my own due diligence. I do all my own qualitative and quantitative research. I highly I think it would behoove you to subscribe. It's free. It just takes a second. We don't share your email. I don't spam. That's not the Nez Nation way. So highly recommend that you do that. Also, let me know in the comments, would you like to see me live stream this trial? Would you like to go live? We do that all the time. We did that with Fannie Willis. We did that with the RICO case. We do it all the time. We did it with the disqualification hearing. We did it with the appellate hearing as well. And we're going to live stream. We live stream a lot of other stuff too. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see me go live during the Alec Baldwin trial as well, and I will definitely do that depending on what the responses are. So I'd love to hear from you. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right now. Follow and subscribe right there. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless America. I'll see you soon.